Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Well, welcome back, everybody. It is a bit challenging in the workplace nowadays, and we've been talking about that. You have challenges finding people to work, people to be invested in the business, really enjoy what they're doing. And she is somebody that has worked with CEOs and business owners from all different levels for decades, helping them really turn their business around. And we're going to get even deeper today in terms of collaboration and why that's so important in the workplace. She is Lois Sonstegard, and she joins us again. Lois, how are you?
I am good today. Thank you so much. Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day, and to all our veterans, thank you for your service. We appreciate it. There's so many things that go unnoticed, and we don't talk about it. So yeah, we thank you for that. And a lot of those veterans back into the workplace over the years, and sometimes that can be a little bit of a challenge. And we started with collaboration last time we talked. Why don't we define that? When we say collaboration, what do we mean?
Collaboration is when two or more people come together, they choose to work together, develop a relationship to accomplish a common goal. And it's that common goal that is key, because I think a lot of times we confuse collaboration with connections or networking. And although that's part of building a relationship, it doesn't produce a result. So with collaboration, we're looking for results.
I love the word relationship, and I'm glad you said it, because that's really what it comes down to. It is a relationship, no matter what level it is, you're connecting with people.
We're connecting with people. And you know, Steve, I have been so concerned this past week as I've watched, actually probably the last 2 weeks, as I've watched some of what's been talked about on social media, but also what we're seeing. Because remember, last 2 weeks, we talked a little bit about the Great Resignation and then the silent quitters. Mm-hmm. And we knew that what was coming behind it was the Great Layoffs. It was being projected to come perhaps in 2023. It has already begun. You know, we saw Twitter reducing 50% of their workforce, and then Meta eliminated 11,000 positions. Salesforce eliminated hundreds of positions. Stripe 1,000, Lyft, and the list goes on. We are at the front end of layoffs. So the problem that I see with this, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on this podcast, because it's almost like a whole series in itself that really needs attention. But when we're laying people off, companies are doing it to accommodate the economic downturn that they're facing. But what we're not talking about is what are the unintended long-term consequences to our actions. And those are consequences both on the employee side with the resignations and also with the silent quitting, but also on the employer side now with the Great Layoffs. Before all this began, we had a trust level at 24%. So 2.5 people out of 10 trusted their leadership. It's going to get worse.
I can't even imagine it. I mean, I don't want to be negative, but it was bad enough. The economy, the work situation where you can't, I hear it all the time. I see it all the time. You can't find people to work, but then we're also laying people off. It almost doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. And there's a real disconnect between what people are now anticipating, expecting, wanting, and what employers can give. And so here's my concern. Here's the unintended consequence. If people don't want to come back to work and be engaged, employers are going to have to look elsewhere for employment. That means overseas potentially. That could leave our cities that have single employers, for example, with huge parts of that population in the city unemployed. What happens then to that city? What happens to our economy? We have offshored it, but we have left our cities absolutely bankrupt. And that coming back from that, if we allow it to get to that point, that will be very, very difficult. But here's the good news. I think that with collaboration, we have a way of dealing with this. We have a way of cutting the problem off before it really becomes disastrous. And so it makes me even more passionate about collaboration and its importance.
Visit our website at www.startwithcollaboration.com. We're eager to help you with the challenges that you face today. There are many, and although there's challenges, there are opportunities. It's knowing how to look for them.